third again. Oh, what a goal!
Hello, if we were all asked to sum up what the FA Cup is all about, what would we say? Not easy to capture its true significance, but here's a more than decent effort.
FA Cup third round, why is it different than the other rounds? The big boys won't be happy coming here. You're not doing it for me, you're doing it for you, you're doing it for each other. Let's make sure they go home with nothing.
Had we but world enough and time, your true reflection to have and to hold, to remember those dreams, those days of old, of those who called but fell behind. And your flirtations with the chosen few who picked you up while passing through, plied you with the best champagne, the ones who scored knew the game, and those they labelled no real threat, that cast of thousands you've never met, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the overweight success, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, tactics, ad lib in excess.
Yeah?
Interlocking stories endlessly retold of brave hearts and diehards desperate to hold your shapely physique and play a part in your story, to taste your pedigree and bask in your glory. Faces in spaces that twist and contort, gentlemen and players selling dreams they've bought, the flat cap, the tartan flask, faithful to the cause, the artisan, the journeyman, the face the crowd adores, midfield orchestration, sweet music to the ears, an anemic cup of rosy lee to put hairs upon your ears, against the wall, against the wind, from roots to branches, weathering the storm while defending avalanches, from the cute, the cunning, the master plan, to when it really hits home and when it hits the fan.
That's what it's all about. You're playing for the shirt, you're playing for pride, you're playing for each other.
Hearts leap from chests, emotions differ and merge. On the edge becomes on the verge. Teeth-grinding moments fuel the urgency to shine. Your soul is caught in history and frozen for all time. So wherever they may wander, wherever they may roam, they'd stem the tide to warm your side and a chance to take you home.
Now let's get out there and hit some. Come on! Yeah, come on!
That's the view of Merseysider Keith Wilson. So here we go with action from 27 of this season's third round ties. Arsenal Cup winner Lee Dixon is alongside Steve Claridge, fresh from playing in the Millwall side at Cambridge, and with Mark Lawrenson there are over 80 goals and several contentious incidents for them to review. First call to Shropshire to see 3rd Division Shrewsbury Town take on Premier League Everton. Barry Davis was in the Gay Meadow commentary box.
And quietly flows the River Severn, untravelled in the end by the week's rain. But that has left the pitch at the adjacent Gay Meadow one to test the mighty and give hope to the minnow. Shrewsbury in the latter role are not lacking in experience. Mark Atkins has won a Premiership medal and once cost £1 million. Ian Wone and Nigel Jemson have both played in Wembley finals. And there are youngsters too, like 13-goal Luke Rogers and Jamie Tolley, whose names might be better known tomorrow, if by chance the newest name for the country to savour begins his FA Cup career on a losing side. Not if Wayne Rooney and his seniors have their way. It's an Everton side which shows 5 changes from the drawn match with Manchester City. Peter Clark makes his first start of the season. Yobo and Campbell were ruled unfit. Bristolian Steve Dunn is the man in charge. It's a lovely sunny afternoon with that special atmosphere around the ground which goes with the third round of the FA Cup. First clearance for Everton, first chase for Rooney. Alec Smith, who started his career as a junior at Everton, got hold of the ball first time for Shrewsbury. For the managers, a reversal of roles. The visitor, David Moyes, once a Shrewsbury player, now reviving memories at Everton of the days when Kevin Radcliffe, the Shrewsbury manager now, was the Blues' most successful captain. Should be defenders, and is, and nicely played. Spread out by Wone. Plenty of room for Alex Smith to move into. He's on loan from Reading. He's given permission to play, might have made better use of that. Gemmell who came across. Here's Wone. Again, nice weight. Jimson! Well, he got hold of it, but didn't get the accuracy. Man who scored a winning goal in the League Cup final. Nice way to ball, nice nod on, very clean strike, but wide. Rooney, that's a nice little header to Radzinski. Rooney to his left, Radzinski with a shot. First telling touch from the youngster. And Radzinski will be a bit disappointed he didn't get it on target. He was given too much room for the shot. Message there for the Shrewsbury defence. Took part in the warm-up. Not too many Premiership managers do that these days. Tolley. Low. Moss. Not the best of challenges by Gemmell. Wone will claim it and hope to use it. It's Moss. Wone. Got a little flick, and that's a brilliant save by Wright. Deserves the tap on the shoulder. Very, very good free kick. And the flick by Jemson. Turned away by Wright. It would have been a fine goal. Instead, was a brilliant save. Wilding looking to try and find some room in the middle. Tolley. It's Rooney who cleared. And it's one-on-one here. Moss plays it nicely to the goalkeeper. Who's a little lucky to get it over the head of Radzinski. And the hometown manager down in the dugout. Gemmell. Good running by Radzinski. Real chance. Good save. He was drawn wide of his near post. Was Ian Dunbabin. He did a good job. David Weir, Everton encampment for the first time in the Shrewsbury half. Gravison. Wone, caught napping by Gemmell. Radzinski, back from Rooney, just away, still Radzinski. And blocked on the line, or at least short of the post, and a bit wild on the follow-up by Carsley. Two near things for Everton. Goalkeeper did well initially. It was Wilding who got it away, and then Carsley trying to curl for the top corner. Didn't get it quite as he would have wished. A better chance for Radzinski. Neat move down the right, and the shot across the goalkeeper made a really good stop. Unsworth picked up by Lowe, ran a bit for him. Jemson, this is a real chance for Rodgers, and again right to the rescue. The angle was in the end a little bit tight, but off right and onto the woodwork. Right to meet him, held his ground well, got a good block. Artle has joined Jemson in the 6-yard area. Wilding around the penalty spot. He and Artle underneath it. Stubbs comes out with it and just hoofs it anywhere. And another chance for Shrewsbury that wasn't made to count. Good goalkeeping a part of it, without doubt, and he came off the outside of the post. Rogers. Tolley inside. Rogers. Outside the box it was, but it was a trip, and it's going to be the first card. Grevison, the Dane. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Surely will be Wone. Could be Jemson the other way. Wone came close last time with the header from Jemson. It's Jemson! Thoroughly deserved. On the balance of play, Shrewsbury Town deserved to be in front, and their captain is the scorer. Got it over the top and down. Goalkeeper tried to come across to do what his wall hadn't done, and got a forearm to it, but not in a manner to push the ball away. The third division side lead. Jemson. He's being allowed to use it, and he's used it well. Rogers taking up all sorts of positions and so often being found, and still Rogers. No, says the referee. Had a very good position, did Steve Dunn. And little or no complaint from the home team. And fell over the outstretched legs. A bit worse than it was. The England under-21 boss, David Platt, among the watchers. Among those impressed by Rogers, I would think. Spent a lot of time thinking about it, Dunbavin. Gemmell. That's well played. Alexanderson! It's one apiece. The substitute comes up with the equaliser. And he was very well set up. Gemmell, who's been playing really well in the second half, supplying the pass, and the Swede delivering the finish. Smith caught out by the quality of the pass and the finish across the face of goal. And Evertonians feeling a little better now. And a few words from the manager to Chinese international. Tier. Useful head by Carsley. Back quickly by Lowe. Won by Tolley! Good piece of play by Jamie Tolley. Richard Wright secure again. There'll be another lifting point for Shrewsbury. Alexanderson. Radzinski. Plenty there. Pass disappointingly short. Alexanderson. Off the head of Lowe. Naismith. And they're all waiting. The flag stays down and Alexanderson skims the far post. Shrewsbury defence can't really believe that there was no flag, but I suspect that the assistant referee was absolutely right. Alexanderson. And Radzinski runs on, he's got two to pull it back to, and it's Li Tia whose first touch is not what was required. As for the Chinese, fell in the wrong place, and it looked to be set up for him, but he rather stabbed at it with the left and got it more on heel than anything else. Here's the new man with fresh legs. Oh, he just couldn't get rounded enough. Lowe's head, wrong side of the post from his viewpoint. Good ball in. We're behind Richard Wright's goal, trying to suck it in if they can. They've certainly seen a lot of the action. Moss. Atkins. Good strong chest. Jilka, and a good return ball to him. And Unsworth, a little bit too aggressive for Mr. Dunn's liking. 2 minutes of the 90 remaining. Ian Wone across to take. Atkins joining the ranks forward. Wilding is there as well. And it's got in! And it's Jemson again! Jemson on the near post! His second goal! Shrewsbury now surely have done it! There seemed so many there to make the cover, but Jemson found the way through. Wone's free kick. And Jemson ahead of Carsley makes it 2-1 to Shrewsbury Town. What a story at Gay Meadow. And the final whistle is blown. What a day for Kevin Ratcliffe, getting victory against his old team. Nigel Jemson scoring both the goals, a player who has flitted around the scene, often brightening places, but perhaps never quite justifying the talent that he had. But this has been his day. He's scored both the goals. He's been so well supported by Luke Rogers and company. And it's a wonderful day for the supporters of Shrewsbury Town, who've come to Gay Meadow and seen one of the upsets in the FA Cup. They've had some before, but I doubt any bigger than this one. Finally beaten Everton at the third time of trying in an FA Cup tie by 2 goals to 1, both of them by Nigel Jemson.
I don't think I've been involved in such a game really, where it was chances. There's everything about a cup tie you'd ask for, and to be fair, it wasn't luck either. I mean, we've done it on merit today, and it was quite enjoyable, believe me.
The first half, we played some good stuff. It's not easy on that pitch, and we went in there 1-0 up, and we knew they were going to throw everything at us the second half, which they did. Put us under a bit of pressure, but the good thing about it is when they equalised, we didn't get our heads down. We still kept battling, and I think on reflection, we deserved the result.
It's a terrible pitch. It's just, I shouldn't be saying that, right? It's terrible. And obviously, like a Premiership side come here, they don't want to be playing on muddy pitches. They used to be playing on top grounds, and it's just a freezing cold day. They weren't up for it. And obviously, we was at our best, and we're just fortunate enough to get a result.
When we got to 1-1, we should have won the game. I thought we had enough opportunities with the quality of players we've got to finish those chances off. It wasn't to be. And we give away a daft free kick in the last couple of minutes, which allowed them to get a goal. So, no credit to Shrewsbury for getting that.
I think I'm the only one at the football club that wanted us to win. I think they wanted a draw, go back to Goodison. But I wanted to win. I've been a winner all my life, so why not?
Well done, Kevin Ratcliffe. Well done, Shrewsbury. Lee, you watched the game throughout this afternoon. Any complaints from Everton?
No, not at all. I mean, they had a few chances, Everton, but I thought Shrewsbury went about the game in a perfect way for a cup tie. They set about Everton from early doors and really went at them, and they created some great chances and 2 early chances in the first half. And I thought it was from a cup tie point of view, it was a superb goal. It's a great save there. It's the first early chance. It's a bit deep Everton here, but fantastic save.
It's a fantastic save, isn't it?
Jemson again. And then the second chance.
Luke Rogers impressed you right from the start,
yeah,
didn't he?
Again, And another fantastic save from Nighty. He pushed it onto the post.
So they picked up a lot of second ball, didn't they?
They did.
Anything that dropped, they looked like they were first to it.
And so Kevin Ratcliffe said it wasn't luck, they played very, very well.
Now, Nigel Jempson, he scores goals wherever he's played. He's scored goals in the Cup so far this season. He is the hero of the day from a Shrewsbury point of view.
Well, I'll have Beckham on this free kick. The free kick was won on the edge of the box by Luke Rodgers. 4 round the ball and have that top corner. I'm not so sure about the wall on this view here. It maybe could be a bit further over. And Richard does get his hand to it, but I think he's scared of smashing his face on the post there. And here his header, near post. But here, if you look at his movement here, he takes one step in. Unsworth just thinks he's going near post, and then he just steps back, gives himself a bit of space, and a perfect near post header. Fantastic.
Now, it's a great victory for Shrewsbury, but individually, players put themselves in the shop window. And Luke Rodgers, you did spot him sort of 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game. You were saying, look at this lad.
Well, I think Jempson takes the man of the match, but I think this lad was very close to pipping him for that. He was all over the place. He basically picked the ball up and ran at Everton. You see him here, gets the ball, runs at defenders with pace. And on a pitch like that, and this was early doors, he set his stall out. And again, gets the ball wide on the right and runs at the defenders, committing them. And again, wins a foul on the edge of the box where the goal came from. Picks the ball on the left this time. And if this isn't a penalty, I don't know what is. Cuts inside, that's a penalty. He's very unlucky to get. Look.
I think we're all agreed that's a penalty, isn't it, Mark?
Everton can have no complaints, can they? Absolutely none. It was a classic. Scored the 2 goals from the set pieces. I did think, however, when it was 1-1, Alexanderson had a really good chance. And as a manager of the Premier League team, you think, score there, and you get through. I never for a moment thought that Shrewsbury would win it, but they've won it totally on merit.
In the all-time record of shocks, where does it stand?
Better than Wrexham versus Arsenal, I reckon.
Yeah, it's better.
But a certain member of the trio here was playing, I think.
Adjudicate, Steve. Where does it come? In all the FA Cup shocks down the years, that is high up.
I think we'd all agree around this table that Everton are not one of the sides that you would expect a cup shock to be against. No. I mean, you'd expect them to go there, the run they're on, the players they've got as well, and do the job. And I think there's a little bit of an indictment against them, what Rodgers said after the game. They weren't up for it. I don't think they'll be too happy with that. He's upset the groundsman by saying the pitch isn't very good. So it's a good job he pulled the interview before he said too much else. But he, in a way, I mean, I don't know what Lee thinks, but if that's the way that he felt about the game, then, Everton obviously could have done better.
Well, well done Shrewsbury Town, well done Kevin Ratcliffe. Fantastic day for everyone at the club. 3 clubs were flying the flag for the conference. All were drawn away from home. Here's how they fared.
It was the second time in 3 seasons that these two had faced each other at this stage in the Cup, and once again Ipswich earned a comfortable victory. They were ahead inside 2 minutes, thanks to Jamie Clapham's well-taken volley. Morecambe's hopes of staging a fight-back were dashed after 20 minutes when Jim Bentley pulled down Pablo Cunyago and was sent off for a professional foul. Very harsh, according to Morecambe's manager Jim Harvey. Ipswich dominated from then on, but only translated their dominance into goals in the last 25 minutes. Darren Bent latched onto a Darren Ambrose through ball before finding the net for 2-0. Ipswich Town's season is picking up impressive momentum. They've emerged as playoff contenders, and a cup run would certainly help to ease their financial worries. With Morecambe's resistance broken, Ambrose curled home a 3rd. The rout was completed 13 minutes from time. A second goal of the match from Bent, who couldn't miss from 2 yards out. No giant killing act here.
Concentration, concentration. Plymouth Argyle were defending a Dagenham Redbridge corner, seemed to have cleared it well out of harm's way. But John McGrath crossed again, and Paul Terry got the better of defenders not concentrating hard enough. Now, what do you make of this celebration? Have they found hidden treasure? Struck oil? Who knows? Whatever it was premature. Just on half-time, Graham Coughlin's assist and Ian Stonebridge's header made it 1-1. And then just on the hour, Paul Watton thundered a long free kick that was helped by a deflection, and Plymouth's 9-game unbeaten run was looking ominous for the conference side. But concentration. Late on, they were not first to Lee Matthews' free kick. Junior McDougald was, and equalised well and deservedly. Tuesday week, the replay.
I mean, we never give in at this club, you know. We've got a great spirit, and as it's shown over the years in the cup, you know, we'll do really well in this cup. And you know, we just showed the spirit of the boys. It's unbelievable, and we got back to 2-2, which we thoroughly deserved.
Darlington worked a minor miracle to get the game on at Feetham's and may regret that they did. Farnborough settled quickest in treacherous conditions. Rocky Baptiste stooped low to head the conference side in front and kindle hopes of reaching the 4th round for the first time. But before they could get too carried away, Ashley Nichols stole in to grab an equaliser for the Quakers. The Hampshire side were still playing most of the football and deservedly regained the lead. Danny Carroll outjumped his marker and found the net with a firm header, followed by a curious snooker-style celebration. Back came the home team to level the scores with yet another header, the 4th of the match. Ian Clark's goal sent them in 2-2 at the interval. But it was Carroll who proved the hero for Farnborough. His goal on the hour ensured that they're the only non-league team definitely through to round 4. And there's that celebration again. Darlington well and truly snookered.
It's the second biggest game in the club's history, short history that it is. You've come on and bagged a couple and made sure you've gone through to what will be the biggest game in the club's history. What's it like personally?
I can't really describe it at the moment. It's fantastic. But I mean, obviously you don't mind who scores the goals, but it's lovely to have scored 2 of them myself.
Well done, Farnborough. Great result for them.
Before you go any further, could anybody see that yellow ball in the snow? Because I certainly couldn't. No. Could you see that?
No. Marginally better than a white ball. What's wrong with the old brown leather football? That's what I say.
Well, it has got laces in it. That's the problem with it. But it's a fantastic result for Farnborough. Absolutely outstanding. And you know, in all the non-league teams, slightly more come apart. The goals he scored were really, really good quality. Yes. Sounds slightly condescending, but you know, it just shows you that sometimes the gap isn't that big on occasions, as we've seen.
Steve, for the Daggers to go to Plymouth and get a result too, just to get the replay, it's the equal of Farnborough in a way, winning.
Absolutely. I mean, Plymouth at home is a difficult game, and as you saw, they more than matched them.
Up against it, Dagenham and Redbridge away now.
And I tell you what, those conference boys, they certainly they do how they enjoy the celebrations, don't they? I'm not exactly sure what was going on in some of them. This one we're going to call, is this the snooker cue perhaps? Is this just all about maybe potting the goal? I'm not sure.
No, it's not about potting the black and whites, that, isn't it? Yeah.
The metal detector?
Can't we bring in props on?
We played at Chester last, when I was at Birmingham. Liam Dace had a trumpet thrown on the pitch and he blew it and got booked.
Yeah.
So,
they probably spent more time on the celebrations and training this week looking at those two.
Yeah, it don't matter if you get a result to them. I'm not sure you're allowed to. You should be allowed taking props on the pitch.
No, I'm not one to be talking about celebrations. I don't think I've ever scored. So.
Well done, those conference clubs there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well done. Time to see if Third Division Scunthorpe could emulate Shrewsbury and shock a Premier League club. Leeds were visitors to Scunny's Glanford Park. In the home side was Mark Jackson. He had strong Leeds connections. Born there, played 23 games for the club before being released to join Scunthorpe on a free transfer 3 years ago. Leeds welcomed back their captain Dominic Matteo. He'd been kept out for 3 months because of a cartilage operation. Commentary from Steve Wilson.
Kilford lets it run. Stanton. Sparrow. Matteo straight to Stanton. Carruthers wants it. Sparrow gets it. Running at Dominic Matteo. And Scunthorpe get the first corner of the game. Here comes Mark Jackson. How he would love to score against his former club. Dawson to take the corner. Jackson is right in front of the keeper, who did well, Robinson. Byrne back towards the Leeds danger area. Mills away, only to Stanton once more. 5 committed forward here, Scunthorpe, and Stanton hoped that Sparrow was there. He wasn't, but Stanton, all credit to him, chases his own pass. Now Sparrow crosses, and it's another corner to Scunthorpe. And again, Leeds pack their penalty area with every outfield player to defend. Well, Woodgate got the touch. Jackson was there and Torpey was there. Woodgate concedes the corner. Matthew Sparrow to take. Bodies are plenty in there again. Robinson does well. Graves in the way of Smith's attempted flick. Ocon finds Matteo. Well played, Harry Kewell. Backer to Viduka. Ocon. Little bit of space on the right-hand side for Leeds. This is Gary Kelly. Viduka. Wilcox looking for Backer. Wilcox again. Featherstone forward. Torpey will chase. Mills across for Leeds. Only finds Carruthers. Work well together, Torpey and Carruthers. Sparrow and Smith together. Vantage point at the back of the stand, Brian Laws. Viduka. Overhit from Kelly. O'Kewell and Stanton still chase it. It's Leeds throw. This is Viduka. Byrne over his shoulder. Backer. Well, Scunthorpe are absolutely dumbfounded. Backer down inside the penalty area, and Alan Wiley points to the spot. Leeds have a penalty after a very awkward half hour. They have a golden opportunity to take the lead. Mark Viduka for Leeds. 1-0. Against the run of play for the most part, Leeds United are in front. But Scunthorpe will argue long and hard about the penalty, which was very, very coolly dispatched by Viduka. A test of character now for Scunthorpe. Sparrow. Woodgate got in the challenge. Sparrow beats Kelly to it. Featherstone. Good cross from Featherstone, and Robinson was struggling. Excellent cross this from Featherstone. Robinson had to do something and was at full stretch to deal with it. Desperately hope the game doesn't finish 1-0, having conceded the penalty in the first half. This is Jackson forward. Torpey is there. Torpey was being held by Woodgate, and the referee spots it, and the referee is quite right, whatever Jonathan Woodgate has to say about it. Dawson is also there, but Kilford looks favourite. 4 in the Leeds wall. Has Robinson got his angles right? It's going to be Dawson the other way. Oh, good idea. Good disguise on the free kick. Looked like Kilford was going to have a go. Certainly Robinson thought so, but Dawson went the other way. This is Wilcox. Matteo. 4 up here. This is Viduka. Oh, Viduka's done well. If he can pick out a cross, he can, and it's Kewell! Who should have scored? Well, Viduka did everything right, and Harry Kewell could not convert the cross. At the moment, Scunthorpe are without their captain, Stanton, and down to 10 men. Stanton has been a terrific influence for them at the back. This is Featherstone. Wilcox is there. Featherstone chasing him. Alan Smith. There's Stanton. Smith to Viduka. That's nice, this is Bakker, and that surely leads into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Excellent finish, and it comes while Scunthorpe have their captain and right back Nathan Stanton nursing a wounded nose on the dugout. Excellent finish by Bakker, but with Scunthorpe having to reshuffle at the back, they have been unlocked by Eric Bakker, though an excellent ball from Viduka provided the goal, and Leeds now are in the comfort zone. Decent ball in, but again Woodgate watched it well as it was delivered by Scott Brough. Scunthorpe have the corner. Goal now might make an interesting last 15 minutes, and Scunthorpe are going to pile bodies into that Leeds penalty area. In comes the corner kick. Oh, good save by Robinson. It was Carruthers who was unlucky, then it stabbed goalwards Calvo Garcia, and it bounced off the back of Eric Bakker, and Scunthorpe were close. This was close from Carruthers' head. Good save by Robinson. Viduka. Oh, that's nice, it's Bakker again! And he's unlucky. Struck really well by Bakker. All about the strength of Mark Viduka, but when it comes to a subtle pass, a subtle touch, he has that ability as well, and Bakker hit it well. Stanton trying to launch another attack. Calvo Garcia. Andy Barton running at Woodgate. A dozen corners Scunthorpe have forced against Leeds, and have not as yet converted one. They've come close. That's well defended, though the header is goalwards, and Robinson was stretching, but clears the crossbar from Scott Brough. Stanton forward. Just couldn't squeeze it out to Scott Brough. Alan Smith finds his goalkeeper Robinson. Well, for half an hour it looked like a possibility, but then reality set in when the referee Alan Wiley decided that Matthew Sparrow had fouled Eric Bakker. Viduka scored from the penalty and then set up Bakker for an excellent Leeds second goal. Scunthorpe have really impressed, especially in the first half, enjoyed their day, but they will not be celebrating a place in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Nice to see a smile from Brian Laws, but it's Leeds who are through. Scunthorpe 0, Leeds United 2.
They've had some good results recently and good reports, and obviously watched the videos, and they're a good side. They're a good side. I think that I wouldn't be at all surprised if they get promotion this year and they play some good football.
They talked about trying to put you under pressure from set pieces, and they certainly did that, but I think they forced 12 corners, but actually your goalkeeper's only had to make one really good save.
Yeah, we're defending better, and we were ready for that, but they have got good variation, good delivery of the ball, and we've got to be on our toes to actually deal with all those things, and I thought we did do that today.
What was Matthew Sparrow's view of the penalty decision which went against him?
Well, Matthew is obviously not watched the ball, and he's just tried to toe poke it, and obviously the player's seen his foot there, and he's gone down. But it looked a little bit harsh, but I haven't really seen it closely enough to really make any judgment.
they came out for the second half 1-0 up, and they played a lot better in the second half, Leeds.
Yeah, it did, yeah. I mean, the confidence you could see was there. They started them have a little bit more confidence in coming forward. You know, in total, I think they only had about 3 shots at goal on target, and one of them was a penalty. But they've done the job on us, and, you know, that's the all-important thing for the Leeds point of view. And it's important that our players put in a good performance, and certainly it doesn't deter them from going on to the league performances next week.
Scunthorpe had a right go at Leeds, but they forced quite a lot of corners. But you never really thought that Leeds were going to slip up, did you?
I think Leeds, in fairness to Leeds, just kept Scunthorpe at arm's length in general for most of the game. But they did pay them the big compliment, Terry Venables. He picked his strongest team. He wasn't picking a rotation team or anything. It was his strongest team, and they weathered a little bit of a storm in terms of all those corners early on in the game. But the penalty was really the turning point. Once the Premier League team are going to go in front as well, they're going to go on and kill the game, which is exactly what Leeds United did.
Brian Laws hasn't seen it as many times as we have. Now, what is the consensus of opinion here?
Well,
penalty or not penalty?
I think the referee's position, I think, is the actual vital one. Look where he is. Look where the referee is straight away when Bakker gets it and bursts in. He's in a great position here now.
To be fair, it looks a penalty there.
He sees a tackle, doesn't he, from behind, and the player goes over and he gives it.
This is the one. It's not actually a penalty. I mean, he's kicked his foot. Yeah. It's not a penalty.
There's 2 angles there, and the referee's had the first angle. First time I saw it, I thought penalty, but then you see
the referee, in the position the referee had been in, you would have definitely given it. But
he's been watching that fella Jeffers at Arsenal, hasn't he? Don't you think?
So definitely not a penalty?
Definitely maybe not a
Definitely
penalty.
maybe not. Definitely maybe
not
could be, if not a penalty.
No, not a penalty.
And where are you going on this?
We gave it.
Yeah. Never, he didn't. What's the difference about Leeds? Is there just a little bit of confidence now?
Well,
I know they're playing Scunthorpe today with all due respect to them, but their Premiership form is improving terrifically.
Yeah, of course it's confidence, and 1 or 2 players coming back, and 1 or 2 players who generally in the first sort of half of the season had underachieved, shall we say. Bit of competition for places, defending much better. I think that obviously the turning point was that win at Bolton in the Premier League, where they scored 2 fantastic goals. I think Danny Mills, wasn't it? And was it Wilcott scored the other one? And I think they came in after that and thought, oh, we're on a roll, and it's exactly where they are at the moment.
How about Leeds for the FA Cup then?
No.
30 years since they went to the final, 14-1 you could have got this morning. I always bow to Stephen in these things. Was that good value?
Good odds.
Not really, no. I wouldn't back them at 14-1. There's better value around.
I bet you're delighted you asked that question then, eh?
Surely they're equipped to have a decent cup run this year.
Yeah, they're good. It's a draw. It's a draw, isn't it?
I think they're defending better, and that's the key to Leeds United.
They were very, very professional today. Make no mistake about it. Like Mark says, they kept them at arm's length, and never really did Scunthorpe have a shout in that game.
Well, it was clear that a third-round FA Cup defeat would be a big nail hammered into West Ham's season, and only 4 places separated the Premiership's bottom club and First Division Nottingham Forest. Head of a match at Upton Park, Simon Brotherton was in the commentary box.
Cole combining with Trevor Sinclair. Now it's with Jermaine Defoe. There's plenty of bodies back behind the ball. And Defoe just runs out of room, but Sinclair tries his luck. First decent effort of the afternoon from Trevor Sinclair. West Ham fans would have a right to expect a little better perhaps from Trevor Sinclair in a situation like that, and 9 times out of 10 they would get it as well. Now Defoe, Doig the covering defender in front of him. Defoe still going, and it was a good effort. Twice in the first 10 minutes West Ham have threatened the Nottingham Forest goal. Good play by Defoe. Just couldn't quite get the direction on the shot. West Ham looking a little stretched. David James with a horrendous mistake, and it's the easiest goal that Marlon Harewood will ever score. It happened against Blackburn Rovers in West Ham's previous match, and it's happened again. They have fallen behind after a goalkeeping howler from England's David James. Daly away, and Sinclair with the header on. Carrick did well there picking out Cole. Defoe just ahead of him. Here he is now. Pearce waits in the middle. Will Defoe need him? No, he won't! That's an excellent goal from Jermaine Defoe. It's his 5th of the season, and West Ham, boy, did they need that. West Ham's confidence had looked shattered after Forest's opening goal. Jermaine Defoe, though, brings them right back into it. Louis Jean. Dawson. Big, commanding young defender, but that was a poor ball. Here's Cole. Waiting for it is Defoe! Ward just stood his ground and didn't really need to move. But Forest, giving possession away on the halfway line, very nearly paid for it. Now Schumacher. Space for Matthew Lewis-Jean. Now the imposing figure of Marlon Harewood taking on Christian Daly. Thompson waits just inside him. Opportunity, no! Fantastically taken by Andy Reid. Harewood caused the problem initially on the right-hand side. 3 players were available inside the penalty area. What a first-time shot. Schemmel for West Ham. Finds Defoe. Good play, here's Joe Cole. Good chance! That's a fine goal from Joe Cole. Defoe setting up Joe Cole, who's always looking for an opening, and for that alone deserves to have finally found one. He scored in the 3rd round last year, and he's done it again. 2-2. Johnson away once again. Oh, so close! Harewood goes down. Is that a penalty? Has to be, and it is. Harewood appeared to be pulled down on the goal line, and no sooner do West Ham equalise than they provide Nottingham Forest with a chance to go ahead for the 3rd time. David Johnson is the man entrusted with the task. Chance that was for David Johnson. And will the pendulum swing West Ham's way now? Now here's Jermaine Defoe. Doig is the player with him, keeping a close eye. Defoe still got it, still going. Jermaine Defoe finally puts them in front late in the game with his 2nd of the match via a deflection. You still sense that West Ham are teetering on the brink of their first home win of the season rather than on the verge of their first home win. Forest throw the dice once more. Johnson was in there. James didn't get it! And it's a late equaliser from Marlon Harewood. Sebastian Schemmel there arguing with the official on the far side. Paul Durkin goes across to have a word. Now what's going to happen here? Nottingham Forest denied a late equaliser. James going up for it, not really getting hold of it, and Harewood there with the header, and the decision goes against him.
Did you feel that goal should have stood?
Bit of both, really. He leaned into me as he jumped, and he looked like I fouled him, but I thought it was a goal.
I've just seen the video, and although there's a bit of fighting for space, I think it takes some looking at. I'd be interested to hear other comments on it.
Your second goal
how you got that ball in, we're still wondering. We had a look at it quite a few times.
Michael Carrick just said to me, if I wouldn't have scored, he would have had a go at me because he was on. But I think I had about 5 touches before actually shot on that. But I was trying to get a yard so I can, just like the first goal, just trying to get a yard so I can get the shot off, and to see it go in was just another buzz.
I know West Ham have got some terrific players and a very good manager who works his socks off, and I knew this would be a difficult game. So that's why I'm even more pleased with the players, the way they went about the job.
You can hear Forest fans saying, if only, if only, if only. 2 key incidents in the game. First of all, the penalty incident.
Yeah, it was a crucial time in the game as well, and we see the ball here. Good chance, hits the defender and bounces up onto the bar, and then he's just going to put it in his head and he's dragged him to the ground. It's a definite penalty. I don't think there's any question about that. I think when you see it.
Steve, what about that then?
You've got to hit the target, haven't you? Simple as that. If he goes the right way and he saves it,
that's a horror story, isn't it?
But you've got to hit the target.
And at first glance,
it's exactly the same, isn't it? From where the referee is there, it doesn't look there's any infringement at all.
You look from it here,
you
though.
See the
from here,
there,
starts pushing him now.
Just pushes him in the back.
But as you said, the referee's positioning on the first one.
Did well, though, the referee to go over to his assistant. Yeah. He did. I mean, we always give them sticks, as you know, but it was a good decision, and he is one of our better referees, because you can talk to Paul Durkin. But it was the correct decision.
Yeah, had West Ham not got that victory today, just in terms of confidence and everything, everyone's head would have gone even further down. Could that now be the turning point, springboard, whatever you say about this season?
You say, well, luck's changed a little bit, maybe. You know, we've had a couple of little breaks there. I know they haven't in previous weeks. They've played well at times, and maybe haven't got the results they should have. Maybe today, luck's changed a little bit. Never know.
Next 2 games. Newcastle and Arsenal.
Yeah.
So they'll be hoping the luck's changed.
They'll need a bit more in that one.
I don't wish it with a Grim Reaper, but
but
yeah, it's a big but.
Cup run and stay up, West Ham United, do you think?
It's difficult for them now. I think they've got to get a lot of points behind, but you never know.
I think they might have a cup run. I'm not sure about the other.
Who knows? What's a collective now for a group of Premiership clubs? Suggestions welcome. In the meantime, as a roundup of 6 more ties featuring 9 Premier League clubs.
Arsenal fielded a half-strength side, but still won at a canter against 3rd Division Oxford United. Francis Jeffers, in a rare start, missed a number of chances, although he did carve the opening for Dennis Bergkamp to score the 100th goal of his Arsenal career. Oxford, backed by 6,000 travelling supporters, saw their 8-match unbeaten run ended after some dogged resistance. An own goal from Scott McNiven finally made the tie safe for the Gunners. After his earlier landmark goal, the day belonged to Bergkamp.
You know that if you're on the pitch, you always have the chances, especially when you're playing well. I've had a few injuries as well since the 99th goal, and therefore, it took a bit longer than normally. But I'm just happy to have scored it now and leave that behind me.
Charlton's recent cup troubles against lower division opposition suggested they'd be foolish to make light of the home tie against a side struggling for league survival. Jonathan Johansson was up for the embarrassment limitation exercise. The Premier League team a goal to the good in spectacular fashion. But Exeter, bidding to reach the 4th round for the first time in 22 years, hit the post in the first half before equalising early in the second through their Brazilian defender Santos Gaia. Time for more Scandinavian style from Johansson. His second goal, another acrobatic gem, restored the lead and the calm for Charlton on the hour mark. And when the Finn was floored 5 minutes later by George Pilkington, Jason Newell scored from the spot. His 8th goal of the season. Exeter's spirited challenge was over.
West Brom and Bradford had only met once before in the Cup. Bradford won, but it was more than 90 years ago, so probably the form doesn't count. More to the point was Danny Dichio's current mood. He scored with a header for the 3rd successive game at the Hawthorns. Bradford didn't learn. Ronnie Walwork lifted one in from the left. Dichio's head did it again. This from a man on the transfer list because he doesn't want to move from London to the Midlands. Then Jason Roberts showed at his best, ball at his feet, running at opponents. The end product, a nicely timed pass, and Dicchio completed a 15-minute hat-trick. Just as Bradford were accepting the inevitable, Klaus Jørgensen's speculative effort hit the bar and Mark Danks reacted quickest. But after 94 years, Albion had their revenge.
At the end of last season, Blackburn Rovers' Matt Jansen was called up to the England squad. Then, during the summer, he was badly injured in a motorbike accident, and he's only just returned to action, but now he's enjoying it again. That was his first goal since the summer. 5 minutes before half-time, though, Villa drew level. Gareth Barry cut in and beat Brad Friedel. James McKeevely cleared it off the line, but it struck Juan Pablo Angel. 1-1 at half-time, but the away side went ahead again with another goal scorer who has a special reason to celebrate. Dwight York was booed relentlessly by the Villa faithful throughout. The former villain, though, had a surprise for them. An hour into the game and Blackburn went 3-1 up. Martin Taylor headed David Dunn's outswinger back across goal and Jansen got his second of the game. And there was still more anguish for Villa's fans to endure as their former hero York did it again to make it 4-1 as he beat Stefan Pusma.
Played well today. OK, Villa will look to maybe the first half when they could have got maybe more than one goal, but I think it was a good result for us. Fair reflection, maybe a two-goal win, maybe not 3.
Would a cup run prove an inspirational help or a distracting hindrance for Premier League basement dwellers Bolton and Sunderland? Bolton boss Sam Allardyce made 9 team changes, hinting at his priorities. Michael Ricketts gave his second string the lead nonetheless. Beleaguered Sunderland lost 2 players to injury inside the first half hour. Sub Mark Rossiter himself substituted to sum up their first half misery. But Kevin Phillips rose to the second half challenge to ensure a repeat of the 1-1 league draw here in October. Holding on to a lead isn't Bolton's forte right now. An early exit for the injured referee, but we'll have to wait until Tuesday week to see which of these teams exits at the 3rd round.
The return of Tottenham manager Glenn Hoddle to his former club helped spice up this all-Premiership tie, and Southampton were determined to show Hoddle what a tasty outfit they've become.
Beattie is the man putting the ball down. The form he's in, you'd expect him to have a go here, wouldn't you? Casey Keller's in the centre of the goal. Beattie! Oh, it's come off Keller! And it's gone in! Well, Michael Svensson was right in the thick of it with a couple of Tottenham defenders, and the Swedish player was certainly nearest to that for Southampton. Wayne Bridge taking the chance to get forward again here. Oh, the touch was by Beattie. Joe Tessam coming in, and Southampton go 2-0 up, and it's Joe Tessam. Now then, Anders Svensson's got Beattie to his left, he's got Tessam down the middle, he's got Fernandes on this side, it's still Anders Svensson, he goes all the way! It's 3-0 Southampton! And Davis to Svensson, oh it's Davis again, Beattie's coming in, oh! Save! But not this time, he's there now! Well, you had to expect Beattie to score at least one, and he's done it.
Gordon, what pleased you more today? Was it the performance or was it the result?
Everything. Can't get any better than that. Sorry, I meant to add to that. You said that, you asked me what was the best part of it. Everything, the whole day, was exceptional from everybody involved at the club. So they should give themselves a pat on the shoulder because they were excellent.
Top man Gordon Strachan. What about Spurs this evening, Mark? You're at the game.
Well, take absolutely nothing away from Southampton because they were very, very, very good, but Tottenham didn't turn up. As simple as that, Ray. No passion about them, no tackling. I thought tactically they were all over the place, and in the end, I mean, Southampton turned it into a training game. It was that easy for them. And don't forget, only 3 or 4 days ago, Tottenham had gone there, and a lot of people would argue they were actually the better side on the day. All right, they got beat 1-0, but they were completely, comprehensively outplayed tonight.
and trying to keep the big grin off his face.
I'm impartial now.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? He's had a bad day, Lee Dixon, when you think about it. Arsenal win 2-0 with the second team, and of course his mates at Tottenham go and get done for.
I tell you what, Southampton, quite a force. And Graham Souness, by the way, he caught a salmon and a trout.
Yeah, listen, but was he inside the 3-mile limit?
He's scouting on the North Sea. To Old Trafford now for Manchester United against the First Division leaders Portsmouth. Sir Alex Ferguson rested several stars, but his lineup wasn't short of big names. It's Tony Gubber commentating on this match.
Here's Giggs, operating more in centre midfield today for Manchester United. Van Nistelrooy, not a lot on for him and not a lot of support. And a whole clutch of players. Oh, there's a strong penalty. The challenge on Giggs brings penalty. Mike Riley points with great authority to the penalty spot. And this is an early blow. Linvoy Primus, the culprit. Van Nistelrooy from the penalty spot to score the first third-round FA Cup goal of the day. Van Nistelrooy scores, Shaka Hislop goes the wrong way, and from Portsmouth's point of view, not the start that they would have wanted. Well, Harry Redknapp and his number 2, Jim Smith, have got to rethink their game plan. Beckham, Manchester United at the moment just playing the ball as they choose. Giggs to Neville. Gary Neville in unfamiliar territory. That was a reckless challenge really by Diabate to set up a free kick from which either Beckham or Giggs will presumably have a chance to test Shaka Hislop. Beckham decides that he will. Oh, that's wonderful! That's fantastic by David Beckham. Beckham took responsibility and it was delivered with devastating accuracy. Nothing that any goalkeeper could have done about that. And Manchester United lead Portsmouth by 2-0, and we've had just 17 minutes. Gary Neville, Van Nistelrooy. It was a strong challenge by the Greek player. It's another free kick to Manchester United, which David Beckham will have a look at. Hislop will be disappointed though if he's beaten from this distance. Oh, and he nearly was! It smacked against the woodwork, and David Beckham is enjoying his afternoon. Scored once with a sublime free kick, and that would have capped it. It's still in play. Matthew Taylor with the free kick. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Carroll decides to stay. Fox wins the header. Todorof's in there. Oh, and Steve Stone has scored, and the goal will stand. And Portsmouth have finally made their mark on the match. And it's the veteran Steve Stone who's scored, courtesy of a good header by the central defender Hayden Fox. Whipped in by Matthew Taylor. There's the winning header. Todorov went in and put Carroll off, and the loose ball was gobbled up by Steve Stone. Taylor to Todorov, good touch, good play by the Bulgarian international, capped 21 times. Here's Perigard. Can they make something of this? Quasi gets a free kick. Kieran Richardson, an 18-year-old, with the challenge back, which has brought a free kick to Portsmouth. Looks like number 14, Matthew Taylor, might be going to have a crack. And it is. Oh, it was well struck. And Portsmouth giving a much better account of themselves now. Here's O'Neill, Todorov, and United might be short at the back here if they can continue this break. Oh, and they can. Here's Quasi, the Portsmouth captain. He's in on Carroll. Oh, and he's had a rush of blood, and surely he should have converted that. And Manchester United have escaped. And Nigel Quasi, with a chance to make a hero of himself, has ballooned it over the bar. Well, Alec Ferguson is not happy with what he sees at the moment.
Harper was the defender. Beckham's got it back again. And United appeal for a second penalty. Mike Riley shakes his head. Not this time. Primus, well, that's poor ball to give it to Giggs, and here's Van Nistelrooy trying to get away from Hayden Fox, who then gets in with a strong challenge, and it's another penalty. Oh dear. And this time it's Hayden Fox, the Australian international, who's the culprit, wrestling with Van Nistelrooy, and then a challenge that didn't get anything of the ball. 9 minutes left. Van Nistelrooy from the penalty spot. It's 3-1 to Manchester United, and that surely now will be the end of Portsmouth's brave fight back. Quasi to O'Neill. Quasi slides it out to Taylor. Good build-up. Good ball in. Yes, they've got another. Todorov. Oh, what a pity. There's an offside flag on this near side. Well, you can't say the decision was wrong. We've a minute left of the 90, plus added on time. Oh, that's dropped over the top. Here's Scholes. Heslop comes off his line, and that clinches it. That's number 4. Too high for Tavroulidis to cut out. Scholes poaching, and that wraps it up for Harry Redknapp and Portsmouth.
At 2-1 they had the breakaway with Nigel Quasi one-on-one with Carroll. If he'd scored at that point, it might have been a much more difficult afternoon for you.
I think it would have been a replay probably.
You think it would have been a replay?
Possible, yeah. It was halfway through the second half, and it encouraged them and it made it more difficult for us. But you know, we could always score, and that's one thing.
So Alex Ferguson has admitted he thought it would be a replay.
For sure. I mean, at that time I thought we was on the front foot. We looked the more likely team, you know. I think if we'd have got to 2-2, who knows what could have happened, because I think we believed in ourselves suddenly, and we were really having a go at it.
Steve, that's going to make Nigel Quasi feel a whole lot better about the situation.
I'm sure he'll be well tucked up in bed, won't he? Yeah, thinking about that one. They were actually, as I said, they were on top. I mean, I kept getting bombarded by calls from friends who'd gone up there, and at that time Portsmouth were coming more and more into the game, and this was a real turning point.
What goes through your mind?
It's a good move as well.
This position.
Lovely move. He continues his run. He's even got Taylor, as you say, who's played the ball initially. But what Carroll does well is he stands up and he makes his mind up. I think Quasi's expecting him to go down, and he's trying to lift it over him. But as Carroll stood up, I think he's sort of like he's in two minds all of a sudden. He's just ballooned it over.
How many times have we discussed David Beckham and set pieces? He is just truly magnificent when he gets over these situations, isn't he?
He's by far the world leader in free kicks now. He's got to be. Every time he gets over the ball, he puts it in the net. He seems to.
Are you happy with this wall?
Yes, you can't do anything. You could have had 20 in the wall. And still
it's not unlike the goal David Seaman conceded in the World Cup.
You mean in the way he just makes the quick movement to one side?
Well, just the one side, and then he gets done. I mean, this one, I'm sure the linesman puts his flag up, it goes out of play, it bends so much, doesn't it? That comes in. Look at the bend on that.
Yeah, do you know the thing is now, though? You expect him to score.
That's right.
Every time he gets over them, 20, 25 yards out. In fact, the further out, probably the better chance is.
I think the key is as well, Mark, that he expects to score as well.
Definitely.
That's the key to it.
He's absolutely sensational in that. And Manchester United, we were just discussing there, you know, they're operating on 4 fronts now.
Yeah, well, as exactly how you'd want it when you start the season in August, isn't it? And that's the key for them. Worthington Cup first leg coming up Tuesday night.
I can't remember a season where teams have gone from 1 month they're having a great season, and a month later, the season's evaporated into almost nothing. You look at Tottenham a month ago, and now look at them now. Man
Beckham's
United
back at the right time for them, scoring goals in his last 3 games.
Absolutely.
And firing on a couple of cylinders. Action from 14 third-round matches still to come. One of 6 all Premiership ties was a repeat of the 1997 FA Cup final. Chelsea beat Middlesbrough on that occasion, and Rob McLean was in the commentary box this time round.
Gallas and Terry and Desai all up for the set piece, and what an opportunity for Mario Stanic. A real chance at the near post for the Croatian. The Chelsea defenders had pulled away the markers, and you don't get too many better chances than that to break the deadlock. Lampard's pass for Edo Gudjonsson. Johnny Vidmar tries to stick close. Useful from Gudjonsson, almost very useful. And Jesper Gronkjar has missed another great chance to score. Terrific ball in here from the Icelander. Middlesbrough were caught out, and how did Gronkjar miss? Petit to Hasselbank. Squares it for Stanic! Chelsea overhead! And roars of relief around Stamford Bridge, as much as delight that Mark Schwarzer is finally beaten. They've thrown away so many opportunities to break the deadlock, but finally, 6 minutes from half-time, they do strike through the left foot of Mario Stanic. Now Hasselbank. Frank Lampard! Not far away. Struck it pretty well, the Chelsea midfielder. Middlesbrough looking for an injection of hope that they can get back into this cup tie, and what a chance to do just that. And Dean Windass can't believe that he didn't hit the target. The best opportunity of the match so far for Middlesbrough, and despite all Chelsea's chances, that could have been 1-1. Frank Kudru's free kick, and that's got to be a foul on Carlo Cudicini. It was a reckless-looking challenge from Dean Windass, and the referee has done pretty well to keep everyone apart there. And you could see there was only one thought in Windass's mind as he took his eye off the ball and turned his thoughts to the goalkeeper. Cudicini still furious about the challenge. He felt he had the ball. Windass is booked, and Carlo Cudicini has been sent off. Evidence there of the goalkeeper taking a little kick at Windass through that ruck of players, and clearly that is the reason Cudicini has been sent off. Zenden brushes the outside of the post. Had it got in, that would have been a goal to make Chelsea breathe a whole lot easier. Noel Whelan. Jeremy! Great save, Ed de Hoy. That could be the save that takes Chelsea through to the fourth round. Terrific strike from Jeremy, and great save from the substitute goalkeeper. Is it to be a Middlesbrough rescue mission? Well, it could have been. What a chance for Gareth Southgate as he clocked up 500 club appearances. He could have hit the milestone with a dramatic late equaliser. He powered the header down. He also powered it wide.
Carlo, what happened?
Oh, what happened? Nothing really. I mean, it was just the only touch that the referee or the last man could see probably was just because I lifted my knee to protect myself, because he was coming with his head down, and I lifted my knee just to protect me, and that's it.
Once I got in there, I'd already decided what I was going to do. Cautioned Dean for a reckless challenge on a goalkeeper, and then Chelsea goalkeeper then came in and actually kneed Dean in the face, and I sent the Chelsea goalkeeper off for violent conduct.
So, Judge and jury. First of all, Judge Dixon. Should that have been a sending off?
I think the key to the incident is the fact we don't really get a good view of it, and the best view of all is the referee, because he's actually holding Dean Windass. When the ball comes in, it's a bit of a strong challenge, to say the least. I think the booking for this challenge was probably right. I mean, he smashed the goalie there.
The referee gets in there straight away, look, and he gets in between the two players. So he's really good at.
Well, the referee's right in there now.
Well, he can see everything. Yeah. He's seen what's gone on, and
I like the way he's defending himself with his knee into Dean Windass's face.
Well, it's all about whether there was a lot of right knee movement there, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Referee just shows there that that's what he sent him off for. So he had the best view.
Well, I think Nat Lofthouse would have been proud of the first challenge from Windass, certainly. To be quite honest with you, if you're sending off a goalkeeper, I'd have sent off Windass as well.
Why?
For the challenge.
Well, he gave him a yellow card, didn't he?
Yellow. He had absolutely no intention of playing the ball. He just wanted to batter him.
I think he went for the ball. He just got
a bit late. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but the red card, all in all, are you saying that Chelsea are going to appeal against? Are you saying that?
Well, I think they can appeal, but I don't think it will be overturned, because the referee was obviously in a great position. But honestly, I thought Windass's challenge was scandalous as well.
Do you think Carlo deserved to be sent off or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Dean Windass should have been sent off.
Well. Hooray! We got there.
30 more FA Cup goals to come, starting with 3 scored at Preston North End's Deepdale, home of the National Football Museum, by the way.
First Division Preston had lost 4 games in a row before this one. Surely, though, they'd beat Third Division Rochdale at home. But Rochdale proved difficult too, Lee McEverley striking in the opening goal. Craig Brown made 2 Preston substitutions at half-time, and one of his newcomers quickly scored, Ian Anderson drilling in another free kick. Rochdale then used a substitute, in fact the manager who brought himself on, player manager Paul Simpson, who scored what turned out to be the winner after yet another free kick. That's 5 defeats in a row now for Craig Brown, but what a substitution by his opposite number.
We've come back from behind in quite a few games recently. Today we've got our noses in front. We could have crumbled when they got the equaliser, but we've kept pushing on and we've thoroughly deserved the win today.
Disappointed and angry as well at the way we capitulated there. That wasn't good enough, and the players obviously clearly know that, so do I, so do the fans, and that was an unacceptable defeat today.
Brentford have 2 more points in the second division than Derby have in the first. Nothing there for the poet laureate. And Steve Hunt's free kick was hardly a thing of beauty, but it beat everyone to give Brentford the lead. Still, though, a long way to go. In the second half, Steve Evans launched himself with some vigour into a tackle on Marcus Tudgell. Referee Howard Webb showed proper sympathy for the victim, but none for the aggressor. Already cautioned once, Evans left Brentford 20 minutes to defend their lead.
We matched them, and we were worthy of being in front. It wasn't as though we sort of just scrapped. I thought we played well, and up until the sending off, it was an even game, and we were edging it.
A first ever FA Cup meeting between 3rd Division Bournemouth and 2nd Division Crewe was marked by goalkeeping prowess in one of the day's 2 goalless draws. Bournemouth's Chris Tardy produced one of the saves of the game to prevent a Crewe breakthrough, and he later touched Kenny Lunt's in-swinging corner onto the bar. Despite the best efforts of Wade Elliott, there was no goal joy at the other end either, in front of Bournemouth's best crowd of the season. Crewe's goalkeeper Clayton Ince matching Tardif every stretch of the way.
Cardiff chairman Sam Hammond's controversial walkabouts were banned after crowd trouble at last season's home tie with Leeds. He was back again, seated this time, plotting another cup upset against Coventry.
Here's McAllister, Holdsworth. And Holdsworth was caught late by Croft. And McAllister just strokes this free kick into the heart of the Cardiff penalty area. Danger for Cardiff, and it's there. Lee Mills. Throyd plays it through to Holdsworth. Holdsworth could make it 2 here. Down he goes. Penalty given. It's 2 Scotsmen. McAllister against Alexander. Comfortably done, Gary McAllister. Here is Bowen, gets a bit of a look. Still going, Jason Bowen, good run.
Header comes in, it's there! Robert Shaw! Cardiff City are back in this cup tie. Fortune West gets the touch on to Campbell. Bowen, it must be! It is! Andy Campbell and Jason Bowen have combined and could well have forced a replay.
Expert analysis required now of the game at the Abbey Stadium. 3rd Division Cambridge against 1st Division Millwall, who included number 36 Claridge in their lineup. Here's the action, 0-0 at half-time. Start of the second half. What's happening here, Steve?
Well, the ball starts to bobble around. We don't exactly defend it very well. Summed our day up, really. And they were first on 4 occasions there. And,
where were you at that stage, by the way?
I'm just coming into the picture now, actually. That's at the 1-2 here. It's a good first touch, I must admit. Carries his run on, receives the ball into the box. A little bit like Dennis Bergkamp, I think, there. We just took the ball in
Why
between
take one touch
players.
when you can take 4, Steve?
Exactly, just making sure, that was all there.
Oh, pull your socks up properly, man. Look at that.
It served me well.
Do you know what? He actually moved quicker off the pitch than on it. Did you notice?
How did you play, all in all? Not you personally, your side.
We were very, very poor.
Yeah.
We're very lucky to still be in it. So, yes, hopefully we won't make the same mistake again.
So you get another chance now, don't you? It's important.
We
this
do,
FA
yeah.
Cup
I mean,
for
it's
you.
something to look forward to Monday. And, as I say, I've not really had a run in the FA Cup at all. I've done quite well in the other one, but this one, it's been difficult, so I'm glad we're still in it.
Someone said he didn't have a run today, never mind the FA Cup.
Hey, another equaliser, you can't argue against it, another goal.
Absolutely, I'm just letting the pictures speak for themselves, right?
It's a worry.
Well done, Stephen. Action now from 8 more ties as 16 more clubs try to secure places in the 4th round.
50 years on from the Matthews final, could Blackpool fashion a new romance? When Palace's Tony Popovic popped the ball into his own goal, fantasy was tantalisingly close. But First Division Palace are on a roll, not least Tommy Black. His shot from Butterfield's cross threatened anti-climax. The threat looked more ominous when Black was fouled soon afterwards. The midfielder took the penalty, followed up, and romance suffered a dose of cold reality.
When Grimsby and Burnley met in the First Division in October, Grimsby won 6-5. The teams managed a mere 4 goals on this occasion, the first 2 going Burnley's way inside 18 minutes. Alan Moore opened their account with his first goal of the season. And once Paul Weller had fired home number 2 for Burnley, Grimsby's run of 5 FA Cup ties without victory was ripe for an extension. But buoyed by memories of those 6 strikes against their Lancashire opponents in the league, Grimsby found a way back to Burnley's goal. Ian Cox was penalised for the challenge on Stuart Campbell. Terry Cook, once on Manchester United's books, stepped up to beat Marlon Beresford from the penalty spot. Then, with 3 minutes left, 18-year-old forward Darren Mansaram succeeded with his one-man mission to equalise. His splendid strike earning Grimsby a replay at Turf Moor.
Rotherham's recent home form hasn't been inspiring, nor does the First Division table speak well of Wimbledon. But they opened the scoring here with a slick move finished by Neil Shipley's header. Peter Hawkins supplied the cross. Late in the game, Rotherham's drive for an equaliser broke down and was mercilessly punished. David Connolly released Joel McAnuff, who had the pace and the purpose to double the lead. Whatever the rights and wrongs of the move, Milton Keynes should welcome the Dons with open wallets. To prove that there's more to them than just chasing long balls, consider the neat play that provided substitute Lionel Morgan with the third. Comprehensive and deserved.
Reading outplayed First Division rivals Walsall but had to settle for a replay. The home side almost pinched an unlikely victory. Darren Rack's injury time free kick struck the angle. They'll try again on Tuesday week.
3rd Division Macclesfield probably knew they'd have a tough time against 1st Division Watford, even if they were at home, and so it proved. Watford scored on either side of half-time. Striker Heider Helgeson with the opening goal. And after the teams had turned round, it was a player on loan from Highbury who scored again. Jermaine Pennant surging from midfield to make it 2-0.
Leicester City, currently second in Division 1, haven't lost in the third round of the FA Cup since 1996. And with a goal just before half-time, Matt Elliott set them on course to maintain that trend against the second division promotion contenders, his second in successive games. Leicester's leading scorer, Paul Dickoff, secured victory for the home side after 75 minutes. 2-0, one goal less than Leicester's win over Bristol City in the fifth round 2 years ago.
Could the cup have come just too late for Wigan? Before Christmas, Stoke were hopeless, Wigan dauntless. So when Stoke attempted to break them down, it wasn't clear who would take the final responsibility. In the end, Chris Greenacre did. The signs of confidence bred by a couple of home victories were plain to see. Witness Chrissy Wiluma here, feeding Peter Hoekstra and then meeting a return cross with stunning certainty. That was his fourth goal in 5 games. Wigan rallied, tested Stoke, but fell to another fine goal. Marcus Hall made ground, Greenacre made sure. Stoke in the fourth round.
This has been Sheffield United's best season for many years. Currently third in the First Division and in the Worthington Cup semi-final, they exuded confidence against Cheltenham, currently second bottom of the Second Division. Australia's Sean Murphy bundled in the first, and then Steve Cabba, who was to have a wonderful afternoon, crossed low. Paul Pescasolido swung and missed, and John Paul McGovern followed up to make it 2-0. Second half, same story. Cabba and Pescasolido played a 1-2, and Cabba put the Blades third past the Cheltenham keeper, Steve Book. And there was still another to come from Cabba again, following a game of head tennis after a corner. Next up for Sheffield United this season, it's Wednesday's Worthington Cup semi-final against Liverpool.
Gerald Sinstadt, Damien Johnson, Phil Jones and Ian Payne, a solid back four of reporters. Not everyone agrees, but third round of the Cup, great entertainment, Steve.
I think it's one of the best days of the season. Still excites me.
Form book goes out the window, Lee, even still, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, and we showed today there's upsets out there, you've just got to find them.
And the non-league clubs and the minnows, everyone enjoys. The fans have a great day as well, Mark, don't they?
It's a day in the sun, isn't it? I mean, obviously Dagenham and Redbridge live to fight another day. Great result for Farnborough also. And dare I say, obviously Rochdale going in and winning at Preston. But hey, what can you do?
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Lee. Once again, by the way, we're on the lookout for the next generation of football commentators. Our mini mic competition is open to anyone aged 8 to 16. Full details on the BBC Sport Academy website. You don't have to be called Mike to enter, by the way. A quick reminder of the game at Main Road, Manchester City versus Liverpool, lunchtime from 12:45. That's live here on BBC One. And the draw for the fourth round, Monday lunchtime at 1 o'clock on BBC Two and Radio 5 Live. Remember the days when we all crowded round the radio. Definitely round the radio or the television will be the players and fans of Third Division Shrewsbury Town. They can't decide if they want Arsenal or Manchester United in the fourth round, or save them for the fifth round perhaps. Goodbye.